Hello students. So last class we started with the chapter electric charges and fields, wherein we saw what are electric charges. So electric charges were the intrinsic property of elementary particles of matter. I explained you the meaning of that. Then we saw that the SI unit of a charge is coulomb and CGS unit is stat coulomb. Next we saw that it is a scalar quantity. Then we saw that charges are of two types, positive charge and negative charge. Positive charge is plus E and negative charge is minus E, and the value of E, that is the basic unit of charge, is the smallest charge is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulombs. That is, an electron has a charge of minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, and a proton, that is a positive charge, has a value of or a magnitude of plus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulombs. Then we saw the masses of electron, proton and a neutron. Then we saw that the like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Then we saw what happens when the two bodies are rubbed with each other. One body gets electrified, one body gets positively charged, another body gets negatively charged. The charges gets transferred. Next we saw the difference between conductors, insulators, and lastly we saw what happens when the charges are being transferred to a conductor and an insulator. Okay, so the next topic we have is grounding or earthing. So what is grounding or earthing is sharing excessive charges or extra charges to the earth is called earthing. Okay, so now why this earthing is required? We know we have a earthing wire at our house. Okay, so what is the importance of that earthing wire? Is first is the safety measure. It is basically your electrical appliance, that is for example refrigerator or TV. You shouldn't be getting a shock from it. Okay, so that is first thing, that is the safety measure. And the second thing is your appliance shouldn't be broken down due to excessive charges. That is the secondary reason, okay, why earthing is important. So for example, now our house has three wires, correct? That is live wire, neutral wire and a earth wire. So now supposing this live wire, which carries the current, okay, touches the metallic body of your appliance. It just touches the metallic body of your appliance. And for example, you go there and touch that metallic body. Obviously, you're going to get a shock, okay? That can be very hazardous, right? So to prevent this, what will happen in case this live wire touches your metallic body of the appliance? The excessive charge which is transferred to the metallic body will be taken through that earthing wire directly to the ground, okay, thus preventing damage to your appliance as well as preventing you from getting the shock. So that is the importance of the earthing, which is also called as grounding. Fine. So the next thing which we have is the basic properties of electric charge. So now there are three basic properties of an electric charge. The first out of which is additivity of charges. Now what do you mean by additivity of charges is, whenever you add a positive charge and a negative charges together, you have to just add them like a normal number, like a positive and a negative number. For example, how we add minus 5 plus 2 is equal to minus 3. Similarly, you have to add the charges with their signs. This is nothing but additivity of charges. Now for example, if you have different charges Q1, Q2, Q3 dot till Qn, the total charge of the system will be equal to the addition of them, okay? So that is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4 and so on till Qn. For example, let's take an example, that is, let's say a system has charges 2 microcoulomb. Now micro, you must be aware, is 10 raised to minus 6, okay, 10 raised to minus 6 coulombs. Minus 3 microcoulomb, 4 microcoulomb and minus 5 microcoulomb. So basically the total charge of the system will be how much? It is going to be minus 2, minus 3 plus 4 minus 5. That will come to minus 2 microcoulomb. Basically you are just going to add the charges like your positive and negative integers, okay? That is additivity of the charges. Okay. Now this is similar to the conservation of energy, that is energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, right? Similarly, charges can neither be created nor be destroyed, okay? So now let's say that we have an isolated system, and in this isolated system we have a charge of 5 coulomb. Let's say we have a charge of 2 coulomb and we have a charge of 3 coulombs, okay? Total charge is 10 coulombs. Now you leave this system for some time, and after some time you check the system. There you see that one charge is of 4 coulomb, second charge is of 2 coulomb, okay, and third charge you need to find out. So we know that the total charge here will be, here is 10 coulomb. So obviously, since the charges in an isolated system is conserved, we know that the total charge here also will be 10 coulombs. So automatically this is going to become 4 coulomb. Okay, this is conservation of electrical charge, which means that the total charge of an isolated system remains unchanged with time. It does not change with time. It is not possible to create or destroy the net charge carried by an isolated system. You couldn't be adding new charge, you can't be removing the charge from the system. The next very important property of electric charge is the quantization of charge. Now what is quantization of charges? We'll just read the statement first. Quantization of electric charge means that the total charge of the body is always an integral multiple of a basic unit of charge. So what we need to understand here is what is an integral multiple, one, and the second thing is basic unit of charge. So now what is basic unit of charge? That we already saw, that is the charge on an electron, a charge on a negative charge or a positive charge, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulombs. So now supposing I have a big body, okay, and I need to find out the total charge on this body, Q, okay. This Q will be equal to the number of electrons present here, let's say n number of electrons, okay. N number of electrons are present here, let's say. So n times the basic unit of charge, that is E, okay. That is n times 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulombs, okay. This will be the total charge on this body. Now second term which we need to understand here is the integral multiple. Now what is integral multiple? It simply means that the multiple of an integer, that is basically this n is going to be an integer always. It will be multiple integer of the basic unit of charge. Multiple integer meaning multiplied by an integer. A basic unit of charge multiplied by an integer. N will always be an integer. What is an integer? A number like 100, 200, 500, 550, 570 and so on. This will never be 1.5 or 20.3 or 65.7. It will never be in decimal. It will never be a fraction. It will always be an integer. You can't be having 1.5 electrons. There wouldn't be 3.5 electrons. There wouldn't be 7.5 electrons, 7.5 electron. There will always be an integer times electron. The electron will be 1. There can't be half electron or 3/4 electron or 1/4 electron. Okay, it will be integer times the basic unit of charge, that is electron. Okay, this is very important. Fine. It is the quantization of charge. So what does the formula become? Q is equal to NE, where Q is the total charge on the system. N is the number of electrons present or number of protons present, okay, and E is the basic unit of charge, that is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Here it is written N is 0. It can be plus or minus 1, that is 1 electron or 1 proton. Plus or minus 2, that is 2 electron or 2 protons. Plus or minus 3, that is 3 electrons or 3 protons. Okay, minus is for electron, plus is for proton. Okay, so now if I tell you to calculate what is the total number of electrons present in 1 coulomb of charge, how will you calculate? What is the formula? Q is equal to NE. What is the total charge of the system told? It is told as 1 coulomb, that is Q will be 1 coulomb. Okay, N times E is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. So if you do, N will be equal to 1 upon 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. So this will come to 1 upon 1.6 will come to 0.625 something, okay, into 10 raised to, this will go on top, so this will become 19. Minus 19 will become plus 19, will be equal to N. So this will be approximately 6 into 10 raised to 18 will be the number of electrons. Okay, so 1 coulomb of charge, okay, 1 coulomb of charge contains how many electrons? 6 into 10 raised to 18 electrons, fine, which is given here. There are about 6 into 10 raised to 18 electrons in a charge of 1 coulomb. Okay, so now supposing we have to note here that if a body contains NE number of electrons and NP number of protons, then the total charge on the body will be how much? By the quantization of charge, the total charge due to electrons will be how much? The number of electrons multiplied by the charge on one electron. This is as good as, for example, a box of chocolates contains 10 chocolates, okay, and one chocolate is costing you 5 rupees. Then it will be, the total cost of the box will be how much? The total cost of the box will be the number of chocolates, that is 10, multiplied by the cost of the chocolate, that is 5. So 10 multiplied by 5 will be 50 rupees. That is the total cost of the box of chocolates. Okay. Same way, the total charge on the body, which contains Ne number of electrons and Np number of protons, will be how much? The number of electrons multiplied by the charge on one electron, that is minus C, plus the number of protons multiplied by the charge on one proton, that is plus C, and add the two together due to the additivity of the first property, that is additivity of charges. Okay, positive charges plus negative charges will give you the total charge. Okay, so therefore if you take E common, what will come? If you take E common, it will be Np minus Ne in the bracket. Okay, Np minus Ne in the brackets here. Okay, that is the total charge. Next thing you have to note here is, at macroscopic level, what will happen? What is macroscopic level? A higher level. For example, when the charge is 10 coulombs or 100 coulombs or 1 lakh coulombs, okay, at a very high charge level, the quantization of charge can be ignored. Why this has to be ignored? Because the charge of an electron is very tiny as compared to the charge on the entire body. If I consider 10 coulomb of charge on the entire body, okay, and what is the charge on an electron? 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb, that is 0.0000, like this, 19 zeros, and then 1 6. So obviously this charge is very small as compared to 10 coulomb of charges. So therefore we can ignore the quantization of charge at a macroscopic level. That is basically, supposing you add hundreds of this electron, okay, 100 of this electron meaning 100 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, that will come to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 17 coulombs, which is again very small as compared to 10, correct? Supposing you add 1 lakh of the charges, 1 lakh of electrons, again it is going to be very small as compared to this 10 coulombs. So that is the reason, since the charge on an electron is very small as compared to the charge on the entire body, we can ignore the quantization of charges at a macroscopic level. Okay. Next is, let us understand what is a point charge. Now what is point charge? If the dimension of an electron, now obviously you know that the size of the atom is 10 raised to minus 10, correct, which is very 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 tiny, correct. So obviously the size of an electron will be much smaller than that, correct. So if the dimension of such charge is very small as compared to the distance between the two charges, we call such charges as a point charge. So if the dimension of a charged body is very small in comparison with the distance from the body or the observation point, such a charge is called as the point charge. Okay, so that is it for today. Next class we are going to study the different methods of charging. Okay, and after we cover a specific topic, specific amount of topics, I'll give you some questions to solve. Okay, simple questions to solve. You have to solve them and send it to me. Okay, like an assignment. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll see you in the next class.